Hello followers and welcome back to MrMFretwell Plays Minecraft, and you join me atop the safety platform here, and this is the work I've done since last episode. I've tidied up all the land around the area here inside what is going to be our fort. We've got the frame set up here, so I've also put some torch lighting down. This may not be perfect, I didn't do a torch grid or anything. I just kind of slapped them down where I felt it was necessary, so if we see any dark spots then I will light them up in due course. Aside from that, really, there's not a whole lot much more that I've done, to be honest, because there was not much I needed to do. So in today's episode we're going to look at the height and possibly add in the frame for the various different turrets and things in and around this actual area. So that's kind of the aim. Overall, so far, I'm really liking this. The grass still has to spread and so forth, but generally, on the whole, it's turned out pretty good. Now, the sun is going to be heading down shortly, so I would kind of like to hang around up here for a bit until the sun is low enough that I can sleep. But overall, I'm leaning towards leaving this wall empty, having a rounded turret there, a square one there, and here. This one will be the tallest of which. Two small towers either side here to mark the gate of which you can get in. And it's almost as if this is in a moat. It would be in a very large moat if I took that chunk out there. I may put two towers either side of where the sugarcane is. That might be something to do. Might put two rounded towers there though instead of the two square ones, and we'll possibly put something at the central back part as well, because otherwise that will look a bit barren. So that's kind of the aim at this point. As you can see, it's getting dark now. I don't see any real dark spots in there, which is great, so I can just jump and get straight into bed. And if you're wondering what that saved screenshot is, that is for the thumbnail of the last episode. If you look at my thumbnail closely, you will find that I actually take a screenshot of what we've been doing, and then I actually put that behind the text and the episode number. So now that we're down here, I got a lot of dirt from digging it out, but I've had to reuse so much of it in filling up the gaps that were kind of low, below the average height of the wall. So this is the height of the wall which everything is inside. Now I wanted to make this fort 7 high, and this coincidentally is 7 high. Now this brings good news and bad news. The good news is that I already have a great marker to mark out how high I want the rest of the fort to be. The bad news is that we have a bit of a problem with our defense system. The fact that on this part here, that this is at the level of this land, then things are going to be able to get in very easily. Now there's two solutions to this. We could either raise the whole structure up a couple more blocks, or we could reshape the land on the other side and bring this down along with it. And I'm more inclined at this stage to shape the land downwards rather than try and raise the whole structure up, because that requires me to get more blocks. Taking this down gives me more blocks, so I think that would be the better way to go, considering that it is not really breached at any other part apart from perhaps over there, which we could also lower. That is also a possibility. There's not much there at all. It just means that the forest would get tore down, unfortunately, but we could replant some trees and that would kind of grow back over time. So I think that that's what we're going to do, but that will be one of the later things that I want to do. As regards the here and now and in today's episode, I kind of want to get the top part of the frame finished. So what I mean by that is wrapping this the entire way around. And I'm not going to leave that like it is with dirt. I'm actually going to fill that in with cobble so it looks like it's properly supported, even though probably there's going to be a lot of dirt on the inside. So this is kind of the goal for right now, just to go round it and make the whole thing 7 high, and then after that we can start playing around with adding the frames for the towers and turrets and whatever else we want to do with it. And then at that point we need to actually make the structure and fill it in, and then we just need to start looking at aesthetical details and things like that, so making it look pretty, and then actually adding stuff to the inside of the fort, getting the entrances prepared and so forth. So that's kind of the plan right now, at least, to get that done. So I'm hoping, in the grand scheme of things, that we have enough cobble to do the whole job. What does make me happy is that I can kind of hide dirt behind where this cobble is and save some resources that way. I'm still very unsure as to whether I have enough cobble in order to do it, so we may have to go and dig some more, but I think at the moment I've got over a double chest full, or maybe even 2 double chests full, so we never know, we might be okay. I'm hoping we are. I don't mind doing a little bit of mining, but if I need a ton of it, it's going to be a bit of a pain, so hopefully we don't. So here we are, almost there now. So we're going to kind of gauge now how high this thing is going to be, and I think at the moment we've kind of got the height right for me, because that is from bottom to top right there. So that is a pretty decent wall size, certainly to work with. I don't want this thing to be overly tall. I know that forts I have seen online are quite tall with their walls, but I would like the towers and turrets to stand out more, personally. And where I might want to raise it, we can do that between 2 towers or whatever, really. That's kind of optional, and we'll get to that when we get there. So let's just get rid of this 14 that's in my inventory. We can use that now and get across here all the way to the other side. And we've got a little ways to go yet, and hopefully we can get all the way around, and then we've just got to do it again once more, and then we've kind of got the whole frame, the whole basic frame set up, and it's about midday, so it's not bad. It's probably going to take me around 3/4 of a day to get round the whole thing. By doing this method, I don't really know of a faster way of doing it, unless you were doing it with more people, and that would obviously get it done faster. So overall, I am very, very happy with the way this has turned out so far. I look forward to seeing how this ends up turning out. Please say I'm going to have enough blocks. I don't think I am, actually. I'm going to run out of cobblestone. Do I have another stack? Oh, I do have another stack. Never mind. I'm going to have enough. I'm just going to keep on moving all the way to the end. We're nearly there now. And we just need this, and we will connect the remaining little bit up. Oh, I'm getting a tired pinky. So as far as this bit is concerned, this is easy. It's just doing this now until we have to start kind of bridging out. This seems to be faster. I don't know why, but it just seems to be faster. And we will probably furnish all of the inside over eventually, so all of the inside of the fort walls and stuff. Probably put some carpets down and some paintings and make it look nice and pretty for anybody who happens to stop by. Making a nice surprise for the world download, which, by the way, the next world download will be live when I have finished the fort, so it could be a while. So we have all of this. That is basically full. And there is more in the branch mines that I have not took with me. I didn't take absolutely everything with me. So while I think that we'll use all of our cobblestone that we have here up, and probably all of the cobblestone I have, we will be able to easily get more, however, which is great. So now let's get this area done. There we are. Now, one thing I'm not really that great at in this game is actually making circles, so I may have to do a bit of refinement, certainly off camera, to the circular sections of the actual fort itself when we're building this frame. And the idea with it is that I'm going to kind of build the main fort out of cobble and then add in some highlights and decoration with the stone brick blocks. So things like the slabs and the stairs, we can use that to add some highlights to the actual fort itself. And then the buildings inside are probably going to be made of a mixture of hardened clay and some other materials, just to kind of make it nice and colourful. But I don't want it to be like an explosion of colour and it looks like a rainbow's been spilled all over the floor. I'm not really going for that. I'm kind of going for colourful, but it's going to kind of retain a nice sensible theme. There's not going to be just jumbles of blocks everywhere, which is why I want to use the clay blocks more than I want to use the wool, because the wool is kind of a bit bright for what you would see on a building, certainly in the world today. And I imagine back then as well, it was probably even worse back then than it is now, because we couldn't make colours as easily back then. So I was not in that period. They couldn't is the better word of choice there. So let me put this here, and we are okay on cobble. We have plenty more. Hopefully I'll be able to get around all of this in one Minecraft day. That would be brilliant if we could do that. And we're coming up to the final turn now, so we have a tree in our way though. I'll come back and cut this down later. Just gonna get rid of it for right now, up to this point. So I don't think there would have been that many trees left by the time I'd have got all the way around here anyway, so it's not too much of a problem. I've got these leaves sticking to the tree because there's logs in the way. So we just need to get around this particular section and then I think we'll be done. We've kind of got the basic structure going now. So the first two towers I'm going to work on are going to be by the entranceway, which is going to be right where we are now, just over here. They're going to be some small square turrets, but eventually we'll probably pick out some details and make them more subtly diagonal shaped, I think is what I really want to go for, certainly with that. There we are, done in a day, and now I can head back up to the safety platform, head to sleep, and also check out and see what we've got going on and what it looks like at this point, and then we can resume our building the next day, which is great. So up we go. I wish we still had water ladders or something in the game so that we could get up faster, but it is not to be. So we'll take a sleep again. There we go. So what are we looking like here? Kind of looks a little weird right now. If you look at that, it kind of looks like 4 lines, but it isn't. So we can't really judge much on it yet. We'll just have to wait and see as we kind of progress a bit further with it. It kind of looks a bit weird at the moment, so overall though, if I picture it in that way, it seems to be pretty good. So yeah, we have plenty of cobble on us now to start work on the 2 mini turrets, which are going to go here, and then we need to work on the big turret in each of the 2 corners. Then we've just got a couple of rounded ones to do last, which is pretty good overall. So let me see, we want to kind of put the first turret, oops, hopefully by not falling off the thing, about here maybe, right at the edge of where this land comes down is where I want to put it. So right here. Now, do I want to go inwards with it? If I did that, then it would make it somewhat like this, right? I don't want to make the gap too small, which is the thing I'm concerned about. Is that 5 by 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, that's 7. That's 7 by 5. So we're going to have to go 7 by 7 as a minimum size here to make this square. Now we've gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is only 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I could go here as well and kind of, what does that look like? How much room have I got between here and then where I build the next one, which is going to come out here? I'm not sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's just do this. 7 does seem kind of big. Honestly, it seems a bit big. But then again, it is the main entrance to the castle, so you would expect that it would be fairly large. So we've got a 7 by 7 tile there, and we kind of have a 7 by 7 tile here. Let me just see what kind of room does this give me to work with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Eek, that's quite small. We can move this back one though, and move this back one, and then perhaps if we do that, or why don't we make it go back by 2? Let's do that. Let's make it go back by 2. So we can knock this one out and then knock this one out. And this should give us, I think, around maybe 10, somewhere there to work with. So we'll take this back 2. And then we will take this back by 2. And I need to just kind of flesh this out a little bit more so that I can kind of get an idea for structure sizing. But I think that's definitely, yeah, that's definitely better. That is a lot better. We've got this. Now let me take this out. And I think that we've got the spacing right there now. Let me pick up this cobble so we don't waste any. So now what I want to do is just put this down to ground level. And I do want it to stick out a little bit. So the minimum I could go with at the moment is 7 anyway. Which is why I want it to be like this. And then we will do that. Whoops. So how's that looking? Not too bad. It's obviously going to go up a bit higher, so it's kind of difficult to say at this moment in time, but in terms of, oh yeah, that's plenty of room. That is plenty of room to get a gate in there. So we can put you here and then bring him down like so to here, and you down to there. So this is kind of the gate area, I guess you could call it. And we're going to put in probably some form of portcullis right here. And the towers will go up a little bit further into the sky before ending, obviously. And then we'll have a fully functioning front gate, which is great. So now with that done, I wonder what the next one would really be to do. I think the next one perhaps should be this, maybe right here. Now this one needs to be bigger. If I add 1 to every side, this is going to make it, what, 7 maybe? We could probably make it go a bit bigger, maybe 9 or possibly 11. What do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we can fill this in like so, and do that. So this makes us a 7 by 7 tile. Now let's add 1 to every side, like this. And I think that will give me a 9 by 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no, this gives me an 8 by 8. So we want to wrap around the inside here. And I was concerned about actually hitting this. And we are going to hit it, I think, if we make this any bigger. At the moment, I'm thinking that perhaps this, being as it's going to be quite tall, is big enough. It's bigger than those, but we don't want it to be some sort of super giant thing, which kind of dwarfs the rest of the fortress. So particularly as it's going to be tall, it's going to stand out more, so I think we're going to leave it at that for size with this guy. So now that leaves me with the 2 small rounded ones right here. So I'm just going to put some basic walls down here like so. and there, and that should do the job. So now we're left with the rounded ones and the square guy over in that corner, which is going to be smaller than this. It'll probably be that size. So I want this to end before we get to the Bay of Reeds. So why don't we do a 3 here, which is going to give me a total of 5. Now I'm kind of building this from memory. I have not much clue as regards building circles in this game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then if I go round like this maybe, and then we need to, no, not those two, we want to connect these. Yes, yes. And then we want to put one right here, and then we want to go out just a little bit further to here. And we'll go a bit to here. So let's just fill this in and see what it looks like. And obviously this floor will not stay like this. I'll probably put wood and carpet and things down in here to make it look nicer. I'm just trying to get the feel for it at the moment. Let's get a bit more cobble out, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. I don't think it needs any more decoration than that at this moment. I don't think it needs to be any bigger, because these are going to be quite stumpy. These aren't going to go as tall as those pair of towers there and that one, and probably that one and this one, and whatever we decide to put on that back wall. So again, here I want to kind of leave it 1 away from the reed bay, which is going to be right there. Then we're going to need to connect these, and 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops, let's take you back, or we won't. 3, 4, 5, and then we want to put that there, and then we want to put this here. Okay. And now we want to put this here, like so, and then this, and then that, and that is going to give me 1 to put there, and then we've got the 5. So I'm talking a bunch of random gibberish now, trying to figure this out. It's kind of how I do this in my head. Now, do they look the same? I can check the safety platform for that, to check that they are the same. So we've got those two, the 2 rounded turrets for this particular area. So all that we're left with now to deal with is the far one. Don't think I'm going to do anything with that wall. Now, being as I have this right here, we're only going to put a smaller turret right here, maybe a 5x5, 5x5 rounded one, and we're going to think of something to go on the back wall. I'm not sure yet. I think I'll probably go with a square one, being as we kind of have a good amount of round ones on this side. So that's my aim at the moment. So I'm going to be right back, and I'll tell you the reason why. My hard drive is getting pretty full, and I don't want you guys to miss anything, so I just want to check my hard drive space so that I don't end up cutting out, because that would be awful. So let's just take a quick look. Yeah, those are the same. It doesn't look too bad, actually, when you look at it like this. Obviously, it's kind of very bland at the moment and needs a lot of decoration, but overall, I'm quite liking it. So I'm just going to double check my hard drive space, and if I need to transfer a file or two, and then I will be right back, guys. So be right back.